created the office of the special prosecutor? This is a questioner. MP Bako. Akwako Bisan or Johnny's for shoes. Show so. Join show way. The news file. No Kobisa say who created the office of the special prosecutor. This is FMS Trends, and here we give you the latest updates on issues. My name is Maureen Marshall, and you can call me the Information Minister. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stick with us. So, Hasan Tampuli, who is the MP for Gushegu, has asked a very important question. Obisa say, when they created the office of the special prosecutor, President John Dramani Mahama and also former President Akuffo Addo, when they created, as I say, Obia see office of special prosecutor and the council. Ofori Atta Sansu's me say, how do you say such a person is not interested in fighting corruption? Mwangasama created office of the special prosecutor. Say the person now or head the office of the OSP is not interested in fighting corruption. How? Intino onona ebisa say aden any ye kasa say nipo head the office of the special prosecutor. Any nipa o kreti former president Akuffo Addo. Intino ye be say kase kisie jaben current one no o de emfa no say current one and I say former president Akuffo Addo no mpe Ghana ye no mpe so be fight corruption and no create office of the special prosecutor. Now, this is what the MP for Gushegu is saying.
Good morning to my fellow panelists, yourself, and then to the viewers. I think we have discussed this matter before, and it's interesting that we've come back again to touch on the same subject matter. A number of issues arise. But before then, I need to put on record that some attempts to make it look like the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo Addo was not combative enough to deal with such matters, really begs the question. Because who created the office of the special prosecutor? How do you say such a person is not desirous or is not interested in fighting corruption, when indeed the first person that occupied that office, Honorable Martin Alamisi Kaiser Amidu, and a long time, Deputy Attorney General with vast experience.
Member of the NDC.
Member of the NDC. Was the first to have occupied that office. And this is not a person that somebody can control. And if you know Martin Amidu, you know this is not a person that Nana Akuffo Addo put in there in order to know that maybe it's a person who is...
How did it end, though?
Who is amiable.
How did it end?
Of course, it doesn't really matter how it ended, but the intention was to have put somebody there to do the work. And you can see from the evidence again that the current special prosecutor was put there because he is known to be fearless. And he was our lecturer, isn't it?
No, I don't.
So he was, so when Mensabi left, so he took over criminal law just in the middle of, my criminal law days at the law faculty. So knowing Kisi is somebody that you cannot really sit down and then manipulate. So I believe very strongly that the intention of Nana Addo Dankwa Akuffo, the former president, to preserve the office of the special prosecutor and make it workable cannot be question.
From the point you're coming from,
cannot be question.
From the point you're coming from Martin Amidu's point, knowing how he left, then will the claims made by the Kisejabing not be easily believable that during Akuffo Addo's regime...
I'll come to that.
No, you finish that point first.
I'll come to that.
During Akuffo Addo's regime, it was difficult for his office to function because I remember he saying that it was as if all the other sister organizations had been instructed not to deal with them. So he can't work with police, won't work with him, these people won't work with him. And that's the situation he found himself in. He was talking about a general situation. And we know that within Akuffo Addo's regime, there were about how many suits trying to abolish the office. there was one petition trying to remove him from office, correct?
Currently, there are about 15 petitions for the removal of the special prosecutor. Is it blamable on an
15 petitions?
About 15 petitions.
Before,
are you going to
before President Mahama?
No, but now.
Before President Mahama? Okay.
Are you blaming that on Akuffo Addo as well?
I'm not aware. 15 petitions.
So I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with Akuffo Addo.
Okay.
But the point that I'm trying to make is that when Honorable Ofori Atta was leaving the jurisdiction, at the time he had informed the current the chief of staff at the time, and he had also informed the transition team members, the person who was representing the current administration, the incoming administration. He had served notice on them. Now, if this was a person who was running away from justice, more or less a fugitive, I don't know who will be actively informing people that I'm leaving the jurisdiction to go and seek medical attention. That, for me, beats my imagination. Secondly, at the time that Honorable Ofori Atta was leaving town, was the OSP investigating Ken on the SML issue? We need answers to this question. Secondly, if the OSP was investigating Honorable Ofori Atta, did he actively seek the cooperation of any agency of state to prevent Honorable Ofori Atta from traveling? Because, as you know, the CID, the NIB, YOCO, FIC, OSP, routinely, even the courts, routinely serve stop notices on the Director of Immigration, Controller of Immigration, to stop individuals that are subject of investigations or suspects or persons of interest or even accused persons from leaving the jurisdiction. Was that done? Is there any evidence that a letter to that effect had been served on the controller? We need answers to those questions. Now, if he did, how did he do it? Were they letters? Or did he place call? Did he call the Attorney General, for instance? I don't want Ken to leave town. Can you do something about it? The Attorney General is alive.
Talking about the Attorney General. The Attorney General is also investigating this same matter, right?
I'm talking about the Attorney General at the time.
No, I'm just asking now.
That's right.
And I would like Theophilus to also respond to that.
That's right.
The Attorney General has told us that he's also investigating this matter.
Correct.
So what has he also done?
Exactly. So I'm saying that at the time, did the OSP contact the Attorney General and to seek his cooperation? And don't forget that they are mates and they are friends.
He said their doors were shut to him.
So, no, but there's no evidence.
They were like a persona non grata.
Look, in public service, your best weapon is paper evidence. Is there any evidence? Is there any text message? Can you call the then Attorney General, Honorable Godfrey Dami, to find out for him? Because this is an indictment on those people.
So let's refocus the discussion. Let's refocus the discussion. Is the absence of Ken Ofori Atta, does the absence of Ken Ofori Atta make this a lost cause? That's the focus.
No, but that is
78 charges.
That is not even the case, because the law provides.
We're discussing the charges.
The law provides for mechanism for trial of persons who have absconded or are not available to stand trial.
Okay.
Or the law to continue. What's her name? Sedinam Ationu. She absconded. The trial went on in absentia, and she was convicted in absentia. You understand? But that is not even...
Sedinam Ationu.
Yes, that is the master.
She was charged.
Yeah, she was charged.
While she was in Ghana.
She was in the jurisdiction.
She was in the courtroom. And the trial was going on.
And then she left.
Then she asked for permission to travel for treatment.
That's correct.
And didn't come back.
That is correct.
Is it the same situation?
It's not the same situation, but it is similar. Because at the time Ken was traveling, he said he was going to seek medical attention. And there is evidence that Ken had...
He was not before a court.
No, not. But he was not even being investigated for SML issue. We need to find out whether at the time Ken was traveling, was he actively being investigated? No. And we need to find the evidence. He wasn't actively being investigated. And when Ken left, there is evidence that Ken went to a hospital in the United States to undergo surgery for prostate cancer. And this is a man above 60, 64, 65. And in the second week of June, he went under the knife. there's also evidence to that effect. And if the special prosecutor or the authorities within our country do not know this, then there is a problem. Because all this information must be readily available to them. Now, post-surgery, what is Ken's situation? Do we know?
Hold on.
Do we know Ken's situation?
We want answers to some of the questions.
Do you understand?
We want answers to some of the questions you guys are asking.
Very well.
I'm told that the Director of Strategy at the OSP joins us. Thank you for joining us, Amidako.
So according to Dr. Kennedy Atta, who is a physician and a political analyst, he's saying that justice denied is just a justice delayed is justice denied. And he said justice no ye delay na and ye deny ye justice. Nini na ye former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta nsem ya ye se omra Ghana no so akoka US was mo ye meden memma mo ye meden memma no so yare no kwhwe ne ho yare. So according to Dr. Kennedy Atta, who is a physician and a political analyst, or say justice delayed is justice denied. The OSP needs to speed up investigations so that the innocent ones will go scot-free. Me huni asema meko scot-free, and the guilty ones will be punished. Inti OSP investigation be all year any near more people who know masa OSP or see an 10 because justice delayed is justice denied. Nah, omo ye innocent no. Just say omo form hundi kra do ye guilty so yem punishing.
Whether or not the tactics in actions and so on, therefore the SP should be removed. I'm not, one of the persons who think that somebody should be removed from office by reason of the fact that he hasn't done what I personally think he should do. There's a standard, all right? And so we should judge the special prosecutor based on certain objective standards. And I don't think that I can stand here and say that the special prosecutor is not doing his job well or not. I mean, the jury is out there. But because Ofori Atta and the jury is out there, it's you people who are feeding the public out there. And they are depending on what you say to judge the OSP.
Ofori Atta first accused and Sakori second accused. It appears that without the two of them, this trial will not happen. And I think that is completely misplaced, assumption. And it would appear that the 6 other persons are more or less cannon folders or dispensables.
The 6 others
expendables. I mean, people are just adding them. The real target is Ken and Ernest Okori, and these ones have just been added to. Otherwise, if there is a belief that they have equally committed offenses which are germane to the investigation, then the prosecution can continue.
Okay.
Without necessarily having Ofori Atta.
All right. Any quick comment before I take a break? Yes, Dr. Atta Kennedy, any quick comments?
Yes, I think though that the Office of Special Prosecutor could still have arrested Mr. Ofori Atta and then ask that his travel be prevented by a court after the arrest. I know that they arrested Professor Frimpong Boateng very quickly before they released him on bail, so they could have done the same.
Professor Frimpong Boateng had attended to their office. Then they placed him on arrest.
That's my point. Yeah. That's my point, that they have arrest powers. You just made my point, that they could have done that and then gone to court to say that they could release him on bail, but his travel documents could be seized. So they had options. I also think that it will seem that despite the explanations, the Office of OSP does not seem to take on board the fact that maybe things could have been done a little differently. I'm sure they are working hard, but it will be helpful to be humble. But of all this, we haven't put on the table the fact that I think the public has risen to be skeptical because the OSP during the early part of his tenure, had a more cordial relationship with the Nana Akufo-Addo government. And I think that changed. There was a time when it seemed to be working in tandem with the government, had a very good relation with the Attorney General. And I think that changed. So that has also affected the perception. But I think, though, that this is not a lost cause. Sounds like they are doing some work, and I think that even if Mr. Ofori Atta is convicted and doesn't come to Ghana to serve any term, the opprobrium should serve as a warning to others, and I'm sure that he will feel embarrassment. So the case should go on, but I think that for the office of the OSP to say this is going on at a record pace indicts the whole system. Justice delayed is justice denied. These things should be speeded up so that innocent people should be cleared so they can go on with their lives.
Thank you.
And the guilty should be punished.
Thank you. Theophilus.
Yes,
justice delayed is justice denied. Justice harried is justice buried.
Yes, I agree, but I think that it appears from what Sami has said that a lot is being done. I can't understand why they didn't take the offer to interview the OSP, the Ofori Atta by video means. That would have satisfied the Electronic Communication of Transactions Act, and that would have been that he's put on notice that there's an investigation ongoing. But I am gladdened that they are issuing a criminal summons and to get the charge sheet served on him.
Did you think that they will not issue it?
No.
Did you think that after filing the charges, they won't issue the summons?
No, my worry is whether it should have been done before filing the charges. Or
could it be done before filing charges?
It could be. If you read the act, it says that if you have reasonable cause, you could even approach the magistrate and do oral presentation. So that one, you don't need charge sheets. So if that is it, so they could have done that and would have gone this way. But perhaps they have looked at the situation that if they had gone that way.
So let's educate the people.
Yeah.
Earlier they had gone for something of the sort.
Like
an arrest warrant,
yeah,
which they were using against him.
Yeah.
If you say that ahead of filing the charges, where the person is not around, they could have gone for a summons. What sort of summons would that be? The summons is to serve the charges.
Yes.
If they haven't filed charges, how could they go and get a summons?
No, the Act 30 didn't say that file charges before.
No, I'm talking about now. Where they got to was that they needed a summons to serve the charges.
Yes.
So if you don't file the charges, how do you serve it?
No, I
said this
earlier.
Okay.
That summons could be served by leaving the charges at the last.
By leaving the charges.
Yes, the charge sheet at the last place.
But you are saying they could have gone before they go for the charge sheet.
No, so you could have left it at the last known place, or before for somebody above 18 years, or could have posted it on the doorstep. So now that they are going for that, yes, we agree that it is not completely a lost cause. But my worry has only been the 78 counts. However, with the Sedina case, I think that we have a history. So perhaps they will be able to rope him.
Yes, quick comment, Vicky.
Yes, I mean, I also agree that it's not a lost cause. I guess, and I'm happy to hear all the work that they've been doing. Nobody's suggesting that the OSP is not working hard. We're just saying that, maybe certain things could have been done in a different way. I just have two questions in my mind. Now that, because the red notice, at least when that was in place, they knew where he was. Now that it's been redacted, he's free to move anywhere. So I'm not too sure how they're going to serve him. But then they are the investigators, so they'll have to locate him. But the world is a big place, so that's one challenge that may possibly.
Okay.
And then the question of assets, yes, they've traced the assets, but it doesn't mean that, there's no hold on the assets. So tracing them is great, but if you're not holding them, you may go back and update your list and find out that some of them are...
No, once it is traced, you can't conceal.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't conceal. If the process is against you, the process is against you at the time you are concealing it, it won't work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. But yes, hold on. One question to you. Do you know of any precedent of a trial in absentia in Ghanaian law where the person was not put in a court before the trial continued in their absence? You know of any? If you mention Sedina, if you mention Benjilo, all of them, they had been charged physically. Do
you agree with Dr. Kennedy Arthur that justice delayed is justice denied? Anyway, what the young why? So according to Elikem Kotoko, Elikem can say, the office of the special prosecutor, NPP government, no, and by former president Akuffo Addo na de buy or say the purpose in Tiankasangasa Omoti OSP it was to hound the NDC. It was to hound the NDC. And then the table standing na NDC for mum ne hound the NPP for Omeja. So that's what Elikem Kotoko is saying.
In the first place, I still hold the personal view that the office of the special prosecutor was intended for bad. We knew the euphoria around it when they were campaigning, we will create the office of the special prosecutor, office of the special prosecutor. The intention was never a good one, because if you had somebody who is even a lawyer contesting to become president, wanting to rather create an office of the special prosecutor before being able to prosecute people for doing wrong, that is an ill motive. Because the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice Department can do that. You can rather even create a special prosecutions unit under the AG's office. I believe strongly in the dissolution of that office. It's a waste of the taxpayers' money, and Kissie Jabin has been so talkative. And maybe, if the MPP want to attack these people, then we should be questioning what informed their decisions to elect or appoint these square pegs into the round holes.
Even it was intentional?
Well, yes, I believe it was intentional. The purpose was to hound the previous administration. The former office holder, Martin Amidu, made us know. Did he not make us know how Ofori Atta will call him or want to come to visit him and want him to twist things in a certain way? Did we not hear that in this country? And then in the end, he made us know that the then president was the mother serpent of corruption.
I hope you enjoy this update. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All the videos that we played, we don't own rights to them. No copyright infringement intended. Thank you.